Please, that'd be fine. I appreciate that.
I'll start in her room. This is the floor that I was telling you about.
Hooey. Yeah, it's give you a picture. It's pretty cool. And we don't see that much every day. Usually it is less than. And the vinyl is shrunk in the middle, and it's got extra here. And it's pulling over there too. No, that's fine. It's okay. So let me see. I'm gonna let it take a message. I hope they leave a message. So many people call this unknown number. I can't call them back. And, all right, so that's about 7'3" that will tuck under the baseboard, and this is 8 foot to put down a piece of vinyl. And the only problem here, I've never seen a water heater suspended like that. I mean, I've been looking at this now. I'm a retired teacher, 12 years, and just I share things with people. My brother-in-law's an engineer. He likes seeing some of the weird stuff I find. And I like,
I was wondering how you would replace it. Well, I guess how you would replace the floor with it being like that.
we can't. We have to pick it up, get it out of here. Okay. It has to be gone because the floor has to go underneath all of those points. And if I was working out a whole lot more, in all honesty, you could never be strong. No human could be strong enough so that we could tuck the floor here, and all this stuff will be gone, and kind of roll it over to there, and you'll have a little roll like that, and then have a guy stand like this and raise it up and scooch it under the first two.
Right.
I mean, it's this thing has got, it's a 40-gallon tank with, what was the weight of water per gallon?
I have no idea.
Like 15 pounds per gallon. It's like 800 pounds right here.
Wow.
And then you were risking moving pipe.
Right.
So, but what would have to happen is the disconnect point here, and you shut the gas off and take it apart, and then drain from here outside, and then probably the easiest thing to do here would be cut the pecs in the middle and just put in a piece in the middle when you put it back together.
Okay.
And then you'll have your vent here, and that just, it'll pick up. And but that's the only thing. I mean, I hate that this is involved in this, but
Yeah.
I don't know of any other way to give you a floor that's nice.
Right. I understand.
Okay. Sure.
Alright, so then there's this room is where
Yeah.
the like water damage, I'm believing, is going on here. I had somebody screw this back in, but
Yeah.
there was water coming through.
There was active water dripping.
Yeah.
Is it still dripping?
I haven't seen it.
We have lots and lots of water yesterday. Did you see water?
I didn't see any water yesterday, so it may be just that. I don't know.
Okay. Well, here's the thing is that I don't want to start pricing a repair unless we're really sure that there's no water coming in.
So if there was water coming in, I'm sure there is some type of damage.
You got to fix the water leak and then fix the ceiling.
that.
But I'll give you a homework assignment to watch it and see.
Okay.
And as you do, we're going to have some good rain. What you need, not like yesterday, we had flash flood.
Mm-hmm.
For about 15 or 20 minutes, we had 1 million gallons a minute.
Right.
What you would need to see is an all-day soaker.
Right.
So it starts raining in the middle of the night and it rains all day. And let's wait for that.
Okay.
Because I don't want to have to fix it twice, because you don't have to pay for it twice.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So
Anyhow.
that is all of this.
Okay.
And here's the part of it.
It was fun. Okay. And that's nice that you actually have that part because, and I'll tell you that the weird thing about it is, can I get a picture? You got that square part for a certain distance, and then it gets small here, and then it has the bulb, and then it's a wide bulb, and then it's a divot right there, and all that they do on a lathe. And actually, this is a big machine that does that, and it's a very typical spindle. And what I'm hoping is that we can pick this thing up for 85 cents at Home Depot. Hey,
Yes,
how are you?
How you doing?
Lee, this is Sean Schwartz, Lee.
Hey, how are you? We're working on the house.
I see.
Trying to work on that. All right, I appreciate it. Hang on to that and be careful because,
Okay, we'll put it back in the
Yeah,
other room.
okay.
Oh, so you found that?
And let's see, so give me, I think that's all for down here.
Okay.
The only thing was I was talking about the painting issue, and you're asking like here's some areas in here, like he didn't.
Oh, he didn't do the hard stuff.
Yeah.
No, that's not, and really that's not hard because what we do is get like an 8-foot ladder and put it up there and we can touch up in there. But what it looks like is he pushed the roller in as far as it would go.
Right.
And that's just the cut line. And somebody did him a wonderful favor making that ceiling tan.
I think he did that.
Okay.
Yeah, he did that.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's fine, but you could have said I want it white
Right.
and made the job a lot harder. Because usually all ceilings are white. I'll paint anything white,
Yeah,
any color.
all ceilings all white.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll do that, ceiling white. Sure. Okay.
Let's see. So, I guess you can see like
Yeah.
the paint and how it's not always sitting. You see what I'm doing?
Okay. What I'm looking at is this edge here has what we call a holiday, meaning it gets a little bit light in a funny design in some places here. When you paint a house, you use a procedure they call cut and roll. And that's your paintbrush into paint, and you catch that little edge, and then you roll. And it looks like this area is what we call a pretty good solid, except for a little tiny spot in here. And I'm just going to let you tell me what you would like, but what we could do, and I'm going to hope the paint matches because it comes down here too. That may have only gotten one coat, and you see a little bit of what's behind it. You see up here some too.
Yeah.
And right there, and then here. But I'm hoping we can just cut those lines.
Okay.
Is that okay with you?
As long as it blends.
Okay. Well, see, I always take things from what they call physically conservative.
Right.
And cheaper is better.
Right. It's like I have areas
Okay.
right here.
Yeah, I see that. Well, it's kind of like a big square right there.
Oh yeah.
And then you see just like the cut line right against that ceiling. Okay.
And here's the seam.
Okay. What happened, that's the intersection of two walls, and that's a little piece of tape that's come off, and we can certainly repair that little piece right there. Absolutely. And got that right there. Okay. What else? Are you okay with?
Well, that's the same thing. So.
Well, you see his roller touch the ceiling,
Yeah.
and that's a cut line. And, it's like a little drywall repair here. And, I mean, it's so close to being a good job. And maybe the bottom around, and we take these off, but he's got some paint on them. So we can take them off or leave them on. What would you like?
Either way. Right.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm thinking we wouldn't do this, but once the paint's on here, and I think the little ones I know are 19 cents to replace. Yeah, and you can get a cream color if you want to replace them, or we can replace them. Either one is fine. Okay. But basically, in this room, I would just say it's probably about 18 by 20, and just to run a cut line and touch up the holidays.
Okay.
And you have turtles in your house?
Yeah.
You knew they were here, okay. They have is that a red eye? No, it's not his eye. That's behind his eye. That must
Red
be.
ear.
Red ear.
That's,
red,
yeah, it's
red.
an ear.
Yeah, it's an ear.
Huh.
Yeah. Oh, you think you got some food for him?
Yeah. Well, I might be food for him if there was snapping turtles or.
Go get you, man. You got some food.
Huh.
Alright, there's the deck that I was telling you about.
Okay. It is. Oh man, it's nice out here. Pretty day. And what are you thinking about, man?
If I need to replace like boards, like I know this part, I don't know if it needs to be replaced or how you actually fix it, and it hasn't been treated ever.
Okay. I remember that you told me 2002, and I was telling you about, roughly the warranty I give is if I build it, I would give them a lifetime warranty. If you let me clean and seal it once a year, clean it once a year, seal it every 3 maximum. But a lot of this is your preference, because what I felt when I do that is the deck that doesn't move, and that tells me at least in that spot it's real safe. And you've got these guys starting to kick up. And if you're okay with that, or we can take this 1 2 6 off, which might be what you would want. I think that's probably what you'd want. I wouldn't use a nail because they don't bite. And I was thinking that sometimes they move it down. And even if I do, it's kind of splitting right there. But, and then it's hitting there, and this railing, it actually should touch. But what's stopping it is there is a bow on the bottom of that board, and they really installed it upside down because they like to blow on the top, if there is one, so the water goes away. So if we just replace that one, and I know that didn't come out to be 8 foot and 1/2 inches, but it did. 8 foot and 1/2 inches. Because I could put an 8 foot board out here for $5, but now I got to order a 10 foot board or put a 1/2 inch gap here. And basically they built an 8 foot deck and made a 1/2 inch error on it. And the problem they made an error here is they didn't notch out enough right here. You see the line how it's cut both ways to notch out more, and that was the 1/2 inch. And they only notched out, you see that's the 4x4 measure 3.5, and it should be notched out another inch, 3/4 of an inch, which would have made that an 8 foot board. So anyhow, we'll do, it's got to be a 10 foot 2x6, remove, replace, and very few things will move off the deck, and maybe put it in your backyard. Apply bleach, which the fancy word is sodium hypochlorite solution, to all surfaces. It'll help with this dark stuff, all that's mold, and the green stuff, and all your boards should kind of look like that pretty white one, and that'll get it real clean, and all the lattice on the inside, and I'm thinking that we can get it on the outside as well. I would very much like to do that. You're starting to come apart. We'll tap these boards back in, but we will be able to spray that and get the outside clean too, and we will seal all surfaces, even the piers running down and the cross bracing that you can see down there if you want me to, because it's just prettier. And we'll let's see what this is. I know it's 8 foot. Let me get a length. That's probably what, 12. 1 2
Is there a way to secure this, or is it just going to wobble the whole time
4
because it's not
4
attached to anything?
4. It's split. You see the bottom of that board?
Yeah.
That's 8 by 12. Clean and seal. Underneath it's look. See that right here? And you're right, it's not supposed to do that. And if I push hard, you'll hear a crack, so I don't want to push hard. But, the only thing that I could redo is really rebuild that whole thing to fix it. I mean, to take that one piece out, and I don't know, we might could break it apart here. But see, that's recessed. That goes, and you can look right here, I'm gonna move, so you see how they cut a bevel curve on there? This was a piece that they either made or they were able to buy this in the store. Excuse me. See, that's moving too. This isn't moving because it's got this side they've attached to hold it. That's a good example because that's the same post as this except the shorter. And what we do with those posts is we'll take a 4x4, which measures 3.5 this way and that way, and it's 1.75 inches you cut in like that. It's that little shelf that's sitting there on top of that top decking board. You cut 1.75 in and you put it on top of the deck, and you let 1.75 inches runs down the band, which is the outside board. And then we use 2 carriage bolts that it goes all the way through, and we put a nut and washer on it and tighten it up. And that's why the middle of this is firm. That apparently that board and also these corners are helping that be firm. And this just being straight over here is firm because this helps it, but this didn't get any help because it's kind of stand alone against your siding. And when you start bolting brackets into siding, you invite the siding to fail. And fail meaning leaks. And when you get leaks inside, you got all kinds of problems. And so what I'm trying to do is figure out a way to solve this without it getting expensive. And because you know, you've got separation of you know, kind of like that's what I saw on the outside of it. But you know, little things like that. But I mean, it's a pretty little fence. And what we might do, see how I can just push that in. You know, and it used to be out here, but I was hoping that we could just kind of tap it or pull it in. I mean, that's not really good, but some of that is due to shrinking boards. Is there a way to get outside? Yeah, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and half of them are backing out. And I would have put in 2 through bolts, and it would have done a better job, and it wouldn't have backed out. But they didn't do that. So we'll look at it up here. Is everything else up here? Okay. We can look at that, the other one. See the other one, 2 bolts? Mm-hmm. And that's kind of what I did. And see how that's recessed? They actually cut the brick to get into that. I don't even know if I can get that out. And if I can get it out, how in the world am I going to fasten it? That might be tough. That's why I want to see it from the outside.
Okay. Oh, the other thing, I'm sorry.
Okay.
The frame.
Yep. That's a little piece of brick molding. Okay. That's not brick molding. With that failed like that, I would probably have to replace the door because that's part of the interior mechanism of it. That piece of brick mold, if that's all there was, I could replace that piece because it comes out right there, and you can use a plastic that'll never rot. That's going to be a hard install because of the decks in there, but we can knock that out if that was all it was. And I hate in the doors failing. So I think it might be time just for a new exterior door, which they're not real expensive. But, okay. Let me check it. It should be a 36. And it is. Okay. I don't have a tester with me, so I'm gonna have to do it the way old people do it. And I'm getting there fast. It's funny how fast it goes. Y'all know anything about music?
Mm-hmm.
You hear that pitch?
Mm-hmm.
And the high pitch is a dense.
Mm-hmm.
And that means the 2 before back here, and there's not one back there, which is what I suggested. So, I'm gonna hopefully find the other one, which is gonna be, let's see.
I hear it soon.
Okay, so there's where it should be. Okay. So if we take it out of here by unscrewing the little U-catch and we put it so that it falls right there in the 2x4, it'll hold.
Okay.
But if you put it in drywall, it won't hold. And it's easy to hear. And y'all don't tell anybody I taught you that. Well, you know, I mean, the Carpenters Union would have a fit. But I'm kidding.
This is the painting already stopped.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
Yeah.
That's not hard. All you do is you start with a ladder. How would I do that? Probably an extension ladder, an 8 foot. And I could take that, kind of put the feet where my feet are, and put it against the wall. I mean, it's going to be an accelerated angle, and I'm going to roll up a towel and put it against the wall so it doesn't leave a mark. And then I can climb that ladder, and my arm could go from here all the way to about the fire extinguisher, fire alarm. And then you can put the ladder about 2 steps in front of the gentleman's feet and go up extension ladder against that wall and long extension, and you can cut all that real easy almost back to that light. And then if you have to, it's 8.5 inches, and you bring wood, a couple extra pieces of wood, and you know, you put wood. Then if you have to turn your ladder that way to get that little block in between. But really, you know, what was that? I forgot that fellow. It's one of the guys in the NBA who's got just really ridiculous arm length. Most people fall right here. And my nephew, he calls himself, he's got gorilla arm. And he's, you know,
He's a tall NBA player?
Oh, Lord, no, he's short and fat. But that's right.
They say Rondo, Rajon Rondo got a nice arm length.
But you know, if they're well, like Michael, 6'6", and you got your arm length, it's supposed to be 6'6", except these NBA guys, they go 7'2".
Yeah.
So they can cover the whole lane. But you know, most arm lengths I'm kind of normal, but you know, some of them you get that extra 3 inches,
Right.
and then you get a little lean, and you can get this like this and like that and catch the whole thing. But that's how you do it. It's easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so here's another.
Okay. And that's a little bit of mud. And what I'd like to do is kind of dig it out, and we catch all the debris and just kind of scrape it and get it pretty and clean, and then put some spackle on that, let it dry for about 15 minutes, and you can roll it right out.
Hey, man. Oh, okay.
What do you got?
I don't know if she was walking past.
That's fine. You know, a little settling going on with this and separation. We can caulk it. Put caulk in it and touch that up right there. And that's one thing to do. And if you don't want it caulked, since it's growing, that's falling right there. Sometimes you can separate that and just raise it a little bit. We'd have to buy another piece of, I think that's 2 1/4 casing. And that casing's got a curve here. And yeah, 2 1/4. And put another piece of casing on. You pull it down. But if you pull it down, you change all the lines on it. So some people don't like to see. They want that straight line across the top. But you're right, you can take a 2x4 and tap it down. That's got a lot more problems than that though.
Yeah.
That ceiling's doing that, or that floor's doing this. That's all you got in here, isn't it? You don't have anything on that door. And here again, an effort, this looks like somebody tried to repair it with a finishing nail. Actually, they might have caused the problem with the finishing nail. But what we might could do is take that finishing nail out, take that top casing off and shim down and shim over, and it may solve it. But let me get a picture of that. I've never seen one like that before. And it's not often I'm able to say that. Okay.
Can you do anything about sweeping floors?
Sometimes.
Oh, I'll show you.
Yeah.
Find a spot.
It's one in here. Can't find it right now.
Well, I'll tell you the quick answer to the squeaking floor is we put a finishing nail in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we do it at an angle.
The track?
Yeah.
Just if you see it on that side, I don't know how it, I guess, is separating.
It's bent. It's bent out a little bit.
So you just bend it back in, is that what you do?
I would. I get a 2x4 and put against it and just tap it and make it flat.
Okay.
Okay.
You try not to, because you know these things they're just problems. You know, the tracks they're difficult. They're just problems.
Yes. Fall out a few times.
I wouldn't. I'm surprised it's only been a few. Most of them just stay out. People put them on the ground. But yeah, they're difficult. Sure.
And now that I want to walk on it, it's not going to do it.
What you hear is, you know, it's framing member 2x6s. And you got a piece of OSB sheeting on top, and what you hear is the sheeting running up and down against another piece of sheeting, and that causes the creaking.
Okay. I think it's worse on the other room, but like I said, I can't.
Yeah.
There's more of the. And there's been no painting up here on this floor at all.
Okay. So if I understand right, you want a quote for a cut and roll of your bathroom?
Not this one.
Okay.
Just that.
Okay, so it's a nail pop.
Yeah.
Do you have any sealant paint?
I don't think so.
That's fine, because what I would say is that if you have sealant paint, that would be a touch-up. But if you don't, if we touch up, it will never match the color.
Okay.
Unless we know what color it is. It could be Bear Steel, White, or Sherwin-Williams, or lots, and they will all be different, unfortunately.
Okay. I think that's all. And most
Okay.
of it's just eventually I have to paint.
Okay. And it's a 12 by 14 bedroom, and you want the walls one coat, the walls two coat. You want the color change. If you change color, you just not see behind it. You need two coats. Otherwise, you'll have a whole bunch of holidays. And we can go back with the same color if you want, and it would be one coat to touch it to do it.
Let's just do one for now. So
One coat, same color. Do you happen to have this color? Any left over somewhere? That's
this
fine.
is like the original.
We can color match it. What we do is we take a little piece of the wall out and we repair that piece of wall.
Okay.
And we'll color match it, we'll paint it, and for lack of a better word, we'll call it a cream or tan.
Okay.
And the walls will get one coat. Is there anything else you wanted other than the walls?
Nope, I don't think so.
Okay.
So it'd be the bathroom paint, this painted, the other room,
Okay.
and the bathroom.
So you want the walls here done too? Or you just want that one ceiling repair?
The wall needs to be done.
Okay, you do the walls, and this is a 12 foot by 5 foot bath. Or 6 foot bath. That's 12 by 6. Okay. Walls only, 12 foot 6 bath, and a ceiling repair. Okay.
And I think that's all for now.
Okay.
That's all that's on my list.
Got it.
Washing dryer doors, the frame. So you want to go outside and look at the deck? On the
Pretty quick.
outside?
I would, if we could, and then we'll see what's on the other end. I would think we could fix that, but we have to be able to get to that.
carpet repairs?
I'm sorry, ma'am?
Do you do carpet repairs by any chance?
Well, I don't know that we have anybody that can. What are you thinking about?
Well, I have, since I have a dog, and
Yeah.
she's,
Yeah, sure.
has spots on like the carpet,
Okay.
so I was wondering if it was like possible to replace
Excuse me,
like part of the carpet instead of all of it.
Do you have any extra carpet?
Nope.
Okay. My gut is, and I'm not a carpet guy, that they're gonna suggest lots of cleaning.
And I just had it cleaned
Who did it?
last week. Sears came out and did it.
Sears, okay. Are you happy with it,
The cleaning?
the cleaning?
Yeah, I would have been happier if the stains came out. but-
No question, absolutely. Let me think about it, because basically I'm gonna try to give you some advice. No, we wouldn't.
Okay.
But I would say that, who's to know if Sears would do a better job than Stanley Steamer
Right.
or my company that does my office triangle carpet. I will call them. If you could send me an email reminder.
Okay.
And what you can do, you got an email address here for you, ma'am. It's a folding cart. Oh, I'm sorry. That you could remind me about that. It's so easy to forget. And here again, you see the bolts. You see that split. Unfortunately.